Hello, my name is Kristi Sanders and I am reporting for PlanYourMeetings.com. Today is February 2nd, 2008. I am in Houston. I am following the Meeting Professional International Professional Education Conference North America, or as they like to abbreviate, the MPI PEC-NA, which I cannot say 5 times fast. Yesterday was a travel day, as it was for many of the meeting planners and suppliers coming in for the conference. In fact, when I got on the Super Shuttle at George Bush International, there were 8 other passengers. Every single one of them were headed to the conference. Every single one of them were in a day early to enjoy the city before they get invigorated and educated and start networking like crazy. The theme for this year's conference is Meet Different, which is always a challenge because, as we know, you can attend a seminar about how to spice things up and how to really think outside the box and present information or education in a new way, and it can be about as exciting as watching someone pluck their eyebrows. I heard a travel story yesterday from one of the people on the Super Shuttle. She had been coming in from Alabama. She's a member of the Georgia chapter. She's with the Renaissance Montgomery. She woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to drive to the Montgomery airport, only to find that her plane was delayed for 2 hours. So after 2 hours, she boarded the plane, and within 5 minutes, a baggage handler from a different airline had driven the baggage cart into her plane. It ripped a hole in the plane. Everyone had to get off the plane, and the flight was canceled. She then drove all the way to Birmingham to fly out. So she landed around 3 p.m. She was originally supposed to land at 8 a.m. I think that shows a little bit about how excited people are to be here. As I said before, the theme is Meet Different. One of the things that I noticed at the convention center when I went by yesterday is that they have water stations set up across from recycling stations, which really ties into the greening of meetings, which is a huge trend this year. Unfortunately, we haven't quite solved how to get rid of people's replaceable drink cups. One tip is in your attendee gift baskets when people arrive, or in the registration packets, include a reusable water bottle. That's something where you can then keep the water stations but eliminate all the plastic cups. Just a quick little tip. Houston is in a really exciting phase right now. There's a lot of development, especially around the convention center, and I'll get more to that tomorrow. I'm staying at the Magnolia Hotel, which is a boutique hotel. If you're not familiar with Houston's hotel inventory, you may just think of the big Hilton that's attached to the convention center, and that's a gorgeous property. It's filled with a lot of local artwork. It's stunning. They've got great space. They've got great access to the convention center. But if you've got a smaller meeting and you want to come into Houston, I would suggest you take a look at some of the boutique hotels. The boutique hotels, like Hotel Icon, which is in an old bank building that's been renovated, or the Magnolia Hotel, which is where I'm staying, these are really interesting properties with a high level of service. They really make attendees feel pampered. They create a very relaxed business atmosphere. For example, in the Magnolia, I went to the club level yesterday because they have something that they call Mag Time. And Mag Time, they have the schedule that's printed out on your key when you check in as well. They have several complimentary programs that are available to guests. The first one is in the morning. They have a complimentary continental breakfast, which is very, very nice. They also have a complimentary cocktail hour where they serve free beer and wine for an hour between 5:30 and 6:30 in the evening. And then before you go to bed, in the club level, they also serve a complimentary milk and cookie bar. So you can waft off to sweet dreams. And if you need to work off those cookies, they do have a 24-hour fitness center with a pool, with a nice hot tub on the roof on the 23rd floor. They've thought of everything. I didn't actually work out in time to have some cookies last night, but I am planning on stopping by tonight. Their club level, I went by because I wasn't quite sure what the social hour would be like. I'm only used to seeing those in bed and breakfast places where you sit basically in a living room and there may be 4 other guests and you listen to the stories that the innkeeper tells you. This is completely different. You walk in, It's like being in somebody's gorgeously decorated home. They've got all sorts of conversation nooks that are set up. They've got a very nice bar. The club level also, they've got ballrooms and meeting space upstairs through an open floor landing area. They also have a boardroom / library with some business stations so people can chill out, read a book. I actually saw a lot of people just sitting in the lounge area reading books. Last night for the cocktail hour, I saw a lot of locals. You could tell because they were wearing 4-inch stiletto heels. A lot of business groups, a lot of friends about to go out on the town, just hanging out, enjoying the free cocktail hour. So that's something that's also really unusual about Houston's boutique hotels, is that not only do they provide unusual accommodations and a relaxed business environment with some really interesting meeting spaces, they also tend to be ground zero for Houston's nightlife scene. A lot of them are clustered in the historic district, right along the Main Street Metro rail line. You also have the Zaza, which is the only hotel that's in the museum district, which opened up recently. It's a really neat setup, and along Main Street they've got all sorts of nightlife, and you're still within walking distance of the convention center if that's where you're having the majority of your activities. Houston has spent a lot of time since 2002 really working on its attractions. It's had world-class museums, world-class opera, cultural offerings, but they've really put a lot of care and attention into creating attractions, entertainment districts, things like that, which I'm going to hear a presentation about later. So that is what I'm going to fill you in on what's coming down the pike tomorrow. I want to close off this podcast by giving you a couple of ideas for gifts if you have a group that's coming into Houston. Something beyond just the coffee mug or the branded pen. Space Center Houston is one of Houston's major attractions. So you can play off of that theme or blast your events into space. In addition to spousal programs or unusual team building activities, they also have a really fun item for gift baskets, which is the astronaut ice cream. True, it's an acquired taste. I'm somebody who's acquired that taste, but it's just a really fun reminder of a local industry that's really important to America, and it won't spill or get all over your luggage. The other fun gift item that I saw is a pecan pie. True, it's not the most portable of things, although this one comes in a lovely plywood box that says, you might give some serious thought to thanking your lucky stars you're in Texas. So that is the pecan pie. I need to make a lot of friends in Houston. Otherwise, this pecan pie is probably going to have to stay here. Well, that is all my report today, February 2nd. Tonight is the big party. They have a big hurdle to jump because last year's party in New Orleans to kick off everything was at the aquarium, which was an amazing venue. So we'll see how they do. They know how to throw a great show. Until tomorrow, this is planyourmeetings.com. Kristi Casey signing off. Thanks.